And so I'm sorry if I had to reappear on another video because I didn't notice that the first the first video about reading electrical plans that I released was actually um, incomplete. So there was a portion right there in the last portion. If you can observe, it was cut and I didn't notice that one. So I have to make another video, which is this one, and we're gonna be doing another discussion when it comes to reading electrical plans. So as I've mentioned in the previous video, we're going to be using the electrical plan that we used in our building lab, and that was the house that I showed you earlier. So let's start things all over again when it comes to reading electrical plans. If, as you can observe, these green portions right here is the main floor plan of the house, and this is the ground floor, and this one here is the second floor. But for this discussion, we're only going to be focusing on the electrical aspects of this plan. So let's neglect the structural as well as the architectural part of this plan. So let's go back first to the legend which was discussed in the previous video. So the legend or the different symbols that are used in an electrical plans are the following. So first, let's start with the service entry. So the service entry, as I've mentioned, is the main entry from the main post of the electrical. It's from the main electrical post going inside your house. And if you can observe, the service entry is directly connected to your panel board because your panel board, take note, is the one that branches out the electrical wirings into the different parts of your house. Now, this M right here, which is called the kilowatt meter, this is a meter which is used in reading your electrical consumption, and you can check here if how much of electricity have you been using for a certain period of time. So if you can also observe the panel board, it has different numbers, and later on we'll be able to check if which part of the house are these main switches controlling. So first is let's talk about the convenience outlets. So the convenience outlets have three main um, we have three main convenience outlets. We have first the ACU, another one for the duplex, another one for the cooking range. So now let's check out the plan, the first page of the electrical plan, which part of the house can we find these convenience outlets as well as the panel board. So for the panel board, if you're going to check in this portion of the house, in the ground floor, we can find the panel board. So in the ground floor, in this portion of the ground floor, this is where the panel board is located. Now, when it comes to the convenience outlets, so if you're gonna check out the symbol, this symbol right here, the one that has a similar symbol to a play button is actually the convenience outlet for the ACU. So this one right here is the one that is being controlled by that convenience outlet. Now, if you're gonna look at the other symbols for the convenience outlets, these ones right here, these parallel lines with a circular thing, are actually the convenience outlets for duplex wire. So these are just the main convenient main plugs that you can charge, where you can charge your appliances, or no, where you can charge your um, gadgets, as well as where you can plug in your appliances. Now, if you're going to look at the CO for the cooking range, it's also located in this portion right here, and this one is also a separate convenience outlet. So if you can observe, the convenience outlet for the ACU as well for the cooking range are separate because your ACU as well as your cooking range have higher electrical consumption. Therefore, it is necessary that they have a separate convenience outlet so that they have enough electrical wirings that will avoid fires when it comes to using these appliances. So now let's move on to the lighting outlets. So the lighting outlets is given by this symbol right here. And if you're gonna check out the plan, these things that are in blue circular object with a cross, these are the lighting outlets. So the lighting outlets are just the sockets wherein you can place your light bulb in. And if you can observe, it says here 23W. It means that you're going to be using 23 watts of light bulb for these parts of the house. So it means that in this part of the house, this region right here, as well as this one, and so on and so forth, they have all same wattage, which is 23 watts. And if you can also observe these red lines are actually your switch line. But this is your, no, not your switch line, but rather your circuit line. But these one are just in red to separate it from your switch, from your main line for your circuit outlets. So now let's move on to the switches. So if you can observe, we have an S1 and S2, 3WS1. So your S1 is just a single gang switch, and if you have here an S2, it's just a double gang switch. So if you're gonna look at the house, just like for example in this portion right here, I think this is the master's bedroom. So we have an S1, and if you can observe, the S1 is connected to a 23-watt light bulb. So it means that this light bulb right here is being controlled by an S1. And if you're also going to check out an S3 switch right here, from the name itself, S3, therefore it has three main switches, or it is a three-way switch gang. And so these light bulbs right here, this one, as well as this one, are being controlled independently using an S3 switch. Now we also have right here the circuit line. So as I've mentioned earlier, this blue region right here is the circuit line for your convenience outlet for the duplex wire, as well as for the ACU and the cooking range. And these circuit lines are connected in parallel connection. So if you're also gonna check the labels right here, we call that one as a circuit home run. So this one with this symbol. So it means that these are just numberings, or these are just indicators as to which switch is that being controlled in the panel board. So if we're gonna look at the panel board, let's take for example number number 5. So if we're gonna look at number 5, so number 5 is found in this portion right here. And if you can observe, number 5 is connected in number 5 connects these circuit lines, including here as well as here. So it means that all these um, circuit lines are being controlled by one main switch, which is fifth the fifth switch. Now, if you're also going to check the switch for the ACU, which is number 6, so it means that this portion of the house right here, this is for the second floor, this outlet alone is being controlled by one main switch, which is the sixth switch. We also have here the seventh switch, which is still ACU. So it means that the ACU for the ground floor is also separated with another switch. So we have here the range as well as the other parts. We also have another CO, but it's still the same thing. It is controlled differently with another switch. So now the 10th up to the until the 12th one, it says spare. So it means that these regions right here does not have any switch. So it means that it means that these portions right here in the panel board are just empty. So there are no switches found in there. Those are just extra, or those are just spare parts. So I think we're done with the symbols and their location in an electrical plan. So now let's move on to the schedule of loads, or the second page of an electrical plan. So as you can observe, as I've discussed in the previous video, we have here the schedule of loads, as well as the general notes, the sample computation, the voltage drop calculation, as well as the short circuit calculation. So in every house, in every home, the electrical plan varies depending on how huge the project is. So the bigger the project, the more sheet is going to be consumed for your electrical plan. But here for our plan, there are just 2 pages, since this is just a 2-story house and it does not have a lot of details. So I think that's all for reading an electrical plan, and I hope that you guys would be more familiar with the sorry for that one. You'll be more familiar with the different symbols that are used in an electrical plan. So if you want to look for other symbols which are not found in this plan, you can check out um, you can check out on Google, so that you could even be more familiarized with the different symbols that are used in an electrical plan. So that's all for this video, and I will be giving another video about electrical conduits, which is going to be right after this one. Thank you.